Okay, so this week on Flipper Flicks, I have recommendations, which means, it could be anything.
This is true.
This is my poorly described description of this film. It is the classic samurai story, and I'm just going to go ahead and let you know what it is because you both are going to look confused.
It's not Samurai Jack because that didn't
It's
make a
not
movie.
the last samurai.
It's not the last samurai. It is
Already
the
watched
first
that.
samurai. Samurai 1, Musashi Miyamoto.
Oh.
The biggest thing that we're going to see from this film is, how in like those old Japanese movies where somebody gets slashed and then like seconds later a huge blood packet explodes?
Yeah.
It originates from this film.
Oh.
That's awesome.
Okay.
So I'm pretty excited. We're
That's pretty
going
cool.
back into like 1960s, 70s,
Yeah.
like old school Japanese samurai films.
Yeah.
Nice.
So pretty pumped. And we are back. I'm Adam. We are Flipper Flicks. And then there are other two bozos that'll talk eventually.
I'm Sam.
Bozo
I'm
1.
Tim.
And there's Bozo 2.
So I didn't bring this up last week, but I'm pretty sure whoever introed, who was it? Tim?
It would have been Tim, yeah.
Just said his name and then me and you just like let it slide and we didn't introduce ourselves.
I thought we did.
I'm pretty sure we did not.
I think we. Oh, you might be right.
Well, we were
I think I
pretending
just
to be
said my name and nobody else.
Yeah.
Said
I'm pretty sure I said mine.
Adam, what are you doing?
Usually you do, Adam, but I think I fired off a question really quickly and then nobody like corrected us and I was like, I'm just gonna see
So it's
if
all
this'll
Sam's
fly.
fault. It's all Sam's
It's
fault,
all-
too.
Yeah,
Sam's
I
fault.
wanted
100%.
one episode where it wasn't
Yep.
like, did we say our names?
No, it's all your fault. Everybody, you're going to get a lot of hate mail now.
Nah.
Yep.
From the 5 people, 7 people, 5 to 7 people that listen.
It's all going to be from your little sister.
Probably.
5-7, perfect score.
Oh yeah. See, look at that. We can't get any more listeners because.
Maybe 57.
Okay. Yeah.
Whoa.
But that's a big jump from 7 or 5.
It says
Yeah.
audience is way higher than that right now. So we all know how great Anchor statistics are.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so this week we got recommendations. Our friend Jerry was like, you should watch the Samurai trilogy. And I was like, I can only watch one movie at a time. So we're going to start with the first one. And we have Samurai 1, Musashi Miyamoto.
Mm-hmm. Which right off. Oh, I'll hold my comment.
Jesus Christ.
She's ready to fire away.
I know.
Holding.
Down for it.
The actual summary of this film is it depicts the early life of the legendary warrior Musashi Miyamoto, his years as an aspiring warrior, an outlaw, and finally a true samurai.
Mm,
Mm,
that fits.
It does.
that fits.
But right off the bat,
Right
I
off
was
the bat.
confused as fudge because nobody's name was that for a very long time in this movie.
Yes.
Wow.
very, very.
And then I'm like, are we following Takahashi? No, not Takahashi. Machahachi?
Mata, yeah.
Right, that's
Matahachi.
what I was
Matahachi.
thinking. was
I
like,
thought
okay,
he was the
this guy.
protagonist.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And then he disappears for a solid chunk of the film.
Poof. Yeah. He's
Yeah.
gone.
And then you're like, oh, Takasho's the main dude. Okay. But like the love interest is the other dude. Oh, that's an interesting letter.
Yeah. Well, Adam and I were like, I don't know, Tim, if you were doing this in your head or if Rihanna watched it with you, but we were going back and forth being like, all right, so like who's going to die or like who's going to like become this dude with this name? Is it going to be a third character altogether? Like we kept
Right.
trying to predict it. And I felt like by the time we got to the end and what it was, I was like, oh, okay, well, I already predicted that like a while ago, but I was also still I wasn't confident in my answer, if that makes sense.
That's pretty much how I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a
I was
point.
like, okay.
Once he's like captured, you're like, okay, so this guy is definitely going to become him somehow.
Yeah.
And then he's just dangling from a tree for
Yeah.
days.
How many days was he up there? I feel like
You
he
know,
would like
It was a
just
couple.
die.
Yeah.
He would have died after like 7.
And at the
yeah.
point that,
Probably sooner.
Sooner because of water.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like 3 or 4 maybe.
yeah. Was he getting fed up there? No.
Maybe
I
some.
don't
They
think
might
so.
have lowered him
I mean, maybe.
Or,
to
don't
feed him,
know,
like
yeah.
or
spoon
gave
feed him.
him something on a really long
Hopefully
stick.
the actor got to eat. That would
Yeah.
be nice.
No, he was up there that whole time. He had.
And they're like, all right, we're shutting down production. We'll see you tomorrow.
He's a
just
very
hanging there.
method
Oh.
actor.
Yeah. I mean, he was climbing trees and stuff, so it fits.
I
Yeah.
know. They're the beginning. They're just hanging out in a tree, and I'm like, who hangs out in trees?
I know. Yeah. And by the time that Ma Tahachi comes back in, I was just like, wait, he is like gonna be a character here for just a tad longer. It's only a scene, but I was like, I had basically written him off by that point.
Yeah.
But it's like, psych, he's back.
I
Oh.
I definitely thought in this film like they were gonna like show a battle between the two,
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It felt like that.
but then you realize this is also known as a trilogy,
Mm-hmm.
and these were like made really fast, like boom, boom, boom.
I
Right.
think that's part of what kept me guessing is because I was like, all right, I know it's the first of 3 movies, so like they have to set up some sort of storyline. Like, what's it gonna be?
Yeah, and then with that, you find out that Otsu's main occupation is being a waiter, not like serving
Oh.
people, but she waits.
Right.
She waits
Yeah.
like years.
She
and
does.
then 3 more years, and then at the end, he's like, you must wait for me, and yeah, she's just
Forgive
fucking
me.
waiting.
Yeah, she's waiting all over the place.
It's the first known graffiti right there.
Mm,
Not really, obviously, but
Probably not.
the first Tim, nobody else had ever thought to just write something on a wall that wasn't theirs.
Right.
First time ever, 1954.
Write it down. Write it down.
I mean, even the cavemen. Yeah, I guess not.
Yep, nope, this was before them.
Technically, theirs is wall art, right? Because they did it in their caves
True.
that they lived
Yeah,
in. So
it's
that's more of
wart.
like, yeah.
If we're gonna get super technical,
Oh gosh.
but I'm gonna say that it kind of okay. Well, first off, the only samurai movie I've seen is The Last Samurai. So my samurai
So you've
movie
seen the first
knowledge-
Samurai and now the last
Yeah,
one.
exactly. I'm done. I don't need to watch anymore. Like I've
Yeah, you're
bookended it
caught
all. Yeah, but I was
All that
gonna
middle stuff is fluff.
exactly right. Who needs it? But I was gonna say, so forgive me for sounding like a boob, but I was kind of like, oh, it looks like a Western with like buddies and then like the nature scenes and then like they hang out at the village. Like, I don't know. Just the first part of it, I was just like, okay, this reminds me of an old Western.
That's literally
Right.
my note. We're samurai films, Japan's version of the Western.
Maybe?
Yes.
Oh, okay. See, Tim, he's
That's
seen
the way,
enough
that's how I
movies.
see it.
That's
yeah.
how I saw
I mean,
it
that's
too.
what it feels like, and it's definitely like. I mean,
And the-
because you can consider like The Last Samurai. You compare it to like a war movie from the West.
Yeah,
Like,
true.
They're essentially the same, right? Like they're just war movies.
Actually, I would say the last samurai merges the two
Mm,
because
Yeah.
he's like a cowboy.
Well,
basically.
yeah.
yeah.
true.
It's like- Combine the two. Well, like Seven Samurai is a huge film. It's probably bigger than this,
Hmm.
Never seen it.
and it is known as the like it's just like the pinnacle of all samurai films, and it was made the same year, and Takajo's actor is in it as well.
Oh, nice.
Huh. Okay.
Well, I feel like if I'm going to add one to the first samurai and the last samurai, Seven Samurai can be in the
Seven
middle,
Samurai,
right? So,
yeah.
like, I can watch one more.
Dead
Yeah.
Samurai. Yeah.
Also, the dude's running around with a fucking wooden sword half the time, beating the
Yeah.
shit out of people with regular weapons.
It's fantastic.
I know. He's just like, and I smash you, and I smash you, and I smash you.
So I loved the I know they didn't really have a choice in this, but the practical like side of it,
Mhm.
because they're swinging swords and stuff, and they don't have any music, right?
Yeah.
The music is always
Yeah.
like intermission style, like they're moving from one place to another, or
Yeah.
doing this, but all the fighting and stuff, you don't hear like ching 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 like
Yeah.
extra noises in there because it's legitimately like when they hit, like you're not, you know
It's
what I
not
mean?
that
It's not
sound
super
effect.
crazy loud, yeah.
Well, and this is the first time. This is like the second film in color in the country of Japan.
Oh,
Made it super expensive.
I believe it. But it pays off because there's some great nature shots that still look good today. Like, I
right?
was like,
Yeah.
holy
Yeah.
shit. I think there was one where the horse is like standing in a river, and I was like, that could have been ripped off of a film like a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Right, like, yeah.
I mean, I think I saw that shot when we watched Buster Scruggs.
Mr. Scruggs.
They just copy and pasted it
Yeah,
into this
that
movie.
scene. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and then
I
they
think
got some
so.
nice waterfalls and the mountains with the mist. I was like, ooh, this is really
And all
nice.
those butts.
Mm-hmm.
All the male thongs.
All the butts. Yeah.
Needed to
Were
see
they
them in
wearing
full
bald
color.
caps, by the way?
I
I
have
think
no
so.
idea. But Tim, I'm
It kind of
thinking.
looked like
It looked like
Tim,
it.
you got the same
Yeah.
idea as me? The skull pony?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I will not do that.
Well, it grew back remarkably fast. 2 months, and it was all full.
It was
in.
full.
Right.
It grew like 4 inches in 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Uh,
It had to have been a cap.
from the
or
very
they-
beginning, I was like, that looks like a cap.
It just looked
Like,
funky. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then like so many people had that haircut. I'm like, what? Why did you choose this haircut? Like, was
don't
this
know.
a popular thing back then?
I would like to know.
Also, why was it a popular thing?
Right.
Yeah, I just assumed it was something cultural. Like, I assumed that they didn't just whip that out of their butts. Like, it actually was a thing. But
Yeah.
who knows?
Yeah, I mean,
I've definitely seen it before.
I have too,
So there you go.
and I didn't understand it then.
Just to
I
be
don't
clear,
understand it now.
it's not any clearer. Oh, man.
Also, so at the very beginning, Matahachi goes up to Otsu and he's like, "We're engaged, right?"
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I liked the confirmation and then the leaving of her.
that's you, right? Yeah, and he's like, nah, I'm done.
All right, deuces.
Dude got a little rapey with the Akemi girl, who was
A little bit.
yeah, just a bit.
hmm
But then the mom wanted him, and then that was just weird.
Yeah. It seemed like the girls had some needs that were not being fulfilled.
They
They
I
have
mean,
similar
yeah.
taste in men
Yeah.
available.
But I also kind of feel like that's how, again, like the older movies are like. Like, it didn't surprise me at all to see it. I
Oh
was
no,
like,
it didn't
"All right."
surprise me.
Right, like yeah.
So, do we think the priest knew that Otsu was gonna save Takajo, like when he's dangling from a tree?
I didn't think so, but
Yeah, I don't think so.
See, I only did because the fact that like he had a whole spiel with the like lieutenant or whoever the fuck it was that was trying to hunt him down.
mhm.
It was like I'll take care of him. I'll take care of him. Like he's not gonna. It doesn't seem very priestly to let a dude starve up there. And then once he gets into like the capital, he's just like, and now you're gonna go learn some books. So like I felt like he had a plan with him from the beginning.
I could see that.
Like he wanted to tame the wild animal.
Yeah, see, I didn't see that at the time, but I
Maybe,
like your
yeah.
theory, and I'm gonna latch onto it and say that yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Also, that leader of the hunt tried to get a little handsy.
Mm-hmm.
Priest walks
Uh-huh.
up and he's just like, "I was doing nothing, sir."
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing wrong. Nothing to see here.
Like he goes and runs into a room.
Yeah. Well, I feel like the exchange between the leader and the priest was interesting too when he first captured him, because I read it as like a sassy priest, and it kind of gave off a vibe of like, why don't you fuck around and find out what'll happen if you take him? And so
Right.
like, I don't know. I just thought that was a good scene. I was like, I like this priest. He's a good guy.
He was pretty chill.
He also knew the
Yeah.
only way to actually
word.
capture him.
True. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
feed him,
He
offer him
thought
food,
ahead.
Right.
bring up the women and children, just like Leon.
Well, you know, the family that he all left, it's pretty genius to just imprison them and let him see them, because clearly he gives a fuck about them, even
Yeah.
though he left the village. Like, I thought that was
Right.
so funny when they were doing that. And then, of course, he gets up with the priest and he's like, yeah, I don't really care. And I'm like, yeah, I know you don't care. Like, that was a terrible idea.
But then he brought up the women and children and he was like, "Fine."
For the women and children. Ever so honorable.
He actually seemed like a good dude. He was honorable enough to come back to be like, "Your son is alive."
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
true. He didn't have to do that. He was just in it for the bath, though.
Yeah.
Probably.
He probably needed one pretty bad.
And the food. He was in it for the basic
Yeah.
needs.
Yeah.
I think he was deemed a traitor, right? Like because
That's what. Yeah. That's. Yeah.
like I'm guessing because he didn't return immediately, like, or die in battle?
I couldn't figure that
Yeah.
out.
That's what was confusing me as well because I don't know. They like left for the battle and like he comes back and it's just like all of a sudden he's hated. I'm like, how long was he gone? Like, what the fuck?
It was only 2 months.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. That's what I mean. So it's like, yeah, I guess the battle had been over for a little while, but
Who's
I
to
don't
say he
know.
didn't get lost on the way?
yeah,
Yeah.
that part was a little weird.
I don't know. I think you're right. Like it probably had something to do with like honorability of like you need to die in war. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you don't return with the rest of everybody, you're basically
You might
dead.
as well not come back.
Yeah, what the who?
Yeah.
But I was also confused because at a certain point, I think they said like the castle brought in reinforcements, and I was like, why is that happening?
Yeah,
To
why
look
is
for
there a
him.
castle?
Like, why do
He
they
is a
care?
wild animal.
And what is Hal doing here?
Yeah, the moving castle.
Dude, Christian Bale's in another Miyazaki film coming out. The Heron and the
Wow.
Boy.
Ooh, the heron. I'm in.
And the Boy.
Don't care.
That's how. That's
Here for the
how.
birds.
They're delivered or something.
No, that's a
That's a
stork.
stork.
Same difference.
Have you seen a stork? They look like dinosaurs.
I mean, herons, depending on the heron, can also look like dinosaurs. So I'll give you that, Tim. They are
Yeah,
different
yeah.
birds.
Listen, I've
though.
never had a child, so I don't really know.
There's a lot of stuff happening there. I'm pretty sure birds are
Something
involved.
with a bird and a bee, and I don't know.
I've seen the movie Storks. I've seen the movie Boss Baby. I'm pretty sure I'm well informed.
You've seen the
Yeah.
bee movie,
I've
so
seen the
you're
Bee
also
movie.
well informed.
Yeah, so like I've seen all these kids movies that explain to me how babies work. I think I'm good. I've got it from here.
Also, it's just bird semantics at this point. Like, who cares if it's a stork or a heron that brings your child?
Right, but I would prefer if it was like an eagle, like or like a falcon or something. That'd be cooler.
The baby would not arrive in one piece.
The peregrine falcon just like dies. Like,
That
Drops
is
it like a
why.
turtle.
drops the
That's
baby
why
and takes
Billy
off
is
again.
so into roller coasters because he just needs to re-experience that.
He loves
Oh
them.
my gosh.
Sam was delivered in a pelican's mouth.
Mm-hmm. True story.
Oh.
Dude, have you seen that Disney short? It's like a bunch of clouds and then they make the little babies for the storks to take off. And it's kind of
See?
similar to what you're describing where like you got to watch. I forget
Oh,
what it's
it's pretty
called. I'll
good.
get you the name, Tim. But they like the stork gets like a football helmet cuz like there's all these disasters happening to this baby. So like it's kind of similar to what you're saying.
I'm telling you, I've seen a lot of kids movies that explain babies.
Yeah, see?
Okay.
Well versed in all of the stork knowledge.
You know what else I'm well versed in is stealth and capturing people.
Oh yeah?
Slamming a gong is not the best way to
Oh
do
my
it.
god. I wanted
Yeah.
to be the gong person so bad. I was like, sign me up for that job.
Now, it's probably to be intimidating rather than, spooky. Stealthy. Spooky season.
Yeah.
I feel like it was probably to like tell people they're coming, right? Like, what would be the purpose of doing it for the traitor?
I don't know. Well, everybody in the village already knows that they're hunting him.
Yeah, but I have to assume
Right.
they're checking the surrounding countryside, right? So, like, what about the people that live
think
outside the
so.
village?
I don't know.
Who knows, man?
I do know that we need to bring back the name Wench.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
making fun of that the whole time. I was like,
You wench?
I started calling Ponyo a filthy wench by the end of the movie.
I like
'Cause-
that.
Because she is a filthy wench.
She is. Technically, I don't know the definition of a wench, but I'll allow it for the cat.
Yeah, we had to teach Sam what a lout was, too.
Yeah, because I used that a couple
Oh.
times.
Oh, yes, they did.
Now, that being said, Otsu was going to be a wench if she accidentally dropped Takajo.
Mm-hmm.
He would have broken his legs. Never become the samurai.
Yeah.
That girl had some strength there. And she didn't even use the logic of, putting her feet against the logs to help with her physics.
Yeah. She was just kind of along
She's
for
just
the
flopping
ride.
around.
And then when he
Oh,
does drop, he's kind of just like,
He's like 2 feet
he's
above
very
it.
bouncy. Yeah, he's just like, boop,
Right.
no big deal.
Whoops. Oh.
Now, both of
Unless
you
they
got...
had an inflatable mattress.
Oh, that's
Oh,
definitely...
definitely.
Yeah, inflatable furniture is the way of the future.
It is. And the past.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's funny how it all comes together.
Now, this movie's really old. Not really. Yeah, this movie's from 1954. So my running average for year right now is like 1954.
Is it older or younger than Creature from the Black Lagoon? Because I don't remember when that one was.
Same year.
Oh, well, look at that.
So both my films this season have been 1954 because that's normal.
So then had we done a color movie by this time? Or was Japan ahead of the curve? Because this was only their second. And Black Lagoon was in black and white. So I'm wondering if that was a creative choice or if we actually didn't have the technology.
I would go with Creature from the Black Lagoon. They focused on the 3D technology.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah. One or the other, right?
Yeah, you can't have both.
Yeah.
But this movie was originally an epic.
Yeah, I can see that.
It was called, I'm going to blow your minds. It's called Musashi.
Nice.
All right. Between, like, it has 7 parts of it.
Damn.
And this movie only covers 10% of the epic.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm curious if 2 and 3 cover, 45.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I do not know.
If they're
Hopefully.
longer. Or
Maybe.
did they just like scrap 70% of the epic?
Right.
They're like, here you go. We'll come back to that later. And when you say it was an epic, do you mean like it was actually written as such and adapted as that?
It was
Okay.
written as an epic.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
For what
Yeah.
it's worth, Wizard of Oz was colored.
Okay.
It was a colorized
True.
film in 1939.
Okay.
But it
Damn.
was not the first color film ever. That was 1908.
Damn.
It's just, it was super expensive back then.
Well,
I
yeah.
was gonna say, what did Wizard of Oz cost then? If this costs a lot. You know?
Well, Hollywood had a shitload of money, and they were filming in Kansas, which had no money.
So,
Yeah.
The Wizard of Oz is in black
True.
and white and color.
I
Have
know,
you seen
it was
it?
pretty clever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this film, I don't know if Wizard of Oz is, but this film is in the Criterion Collection.
Nice.
It was the 14th film added.
Damn.
There are a lot. And then the 15th and 16th were
Mhm.
the second and third.
Nice.
I assumed. Yeah.
So they sell the Samurai Trilogy in the
Very
fancy version.
cool. I like it.
That's fun.
And in 1955, it won an honorary Oscar for Best Foreign Film.
What year?
I can
55 a
see
year
that.
later,
55.
Okay.
which is pretty normal.
Okay.
But-
Interesting.
Yeah.
Why didn't they just give it to him that year?
I do probably because they didn't have the copy of it, and probably because most movies are made the year before the Oscar. They win their Oscar.
Right, but then why is it an honorary Oscar and not a real
I
Oscar?
don't
Did
actually
they not
know.
have that category
They
yet?
might not have had that category.
I have so many questions.
Yeah, I'm lost, to be honest.
And I don't have the answers.
I also have a question on why they are fighting on straight up and down cliffs constantly. I'm like, that is not a good idea.
Yeah, like they literally would like hustle up the cliff,
Yeah.
and then he throws like a tree trunk out.
I
and
love
fucking
that scene.
Everyone falls.
I'm not getting hit by a tree and going down the hill.
Yeah.
I'll just go
Right,
down the
like,
hill.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I totally forgot about that. How they were like scaling the sides of these hills. Like,
Yeah, it was wild.
oh my god,
That's how they got in shape, man.
true. They probably
Throwing
did.
logs,
Throwing
trees.
logs, climbing mountains, just effortlessly going up those hills.
Yeah.
Dude, I'd be so winded. I fucking hate hills. I live on flat ground.
For a reason.
Yeah. We go out west and I'm like, okay, guys, I'll take a break. A, altitude kills me because I'm 14 feet above sea level. And B, it was like 6 steps, man. That's a lot.
I have no idea what a hill is. They aren't around here.
I have to travel about
That's
200
fair.
miles to see a hill.
Jeez.
Yeah. Tim looks outside and he's like, found
There's
one.
a hill. Yeah.
Come on.
Tim lives on a
Yeah.
hill.
I'm sitting on top of a hill right now.
He's a hill
I did
man.
not climb it though.
He doesn't throw trees down it either.
No, I
How do we
might.
know that for
I might.
sure? We cannot say for certain Tim does not throw trees.
I mean, what if you've been in a tough mudder? Don't you have to throw trees and shit like that for those? I don't know.
I know.
They just do insane stuff in those runs. So
That's
chalk it up to
true.
throwing trees.
So this film was rated by 5 whole humans.
5 whole humans?
Yeah, that's all of the critics' scores. And it's 100% because of that.
Hmm.
All 5 of them flipped it on.
Good job.
I know. Audience gave it an 85%. 7.4 out of 10 on IMDb. That's pretty solid.
Mhm.
And then Googly Ooglies with an 87%.
Nice. Another high one for an old film.
I know. And as far as I go, I would flip it on. So, Jerry, you did it. I flipped on your film, sir. Well, one of your 3.
Yeah.
Give us one film next
Give us
time.
3 more years to get to the second one and 3 more years to get to the last one.
Exactly. One film at a time, sir. But, this is going to be kind of the crazy part. It's taking my number 1 spot.
Whoa.
Really?
Sixth Sense is dropping down to 2. Leon the Professional, Creature from the Black Lagoon. And then my flip-offs are Bridesmaids and Shadow in the Cloud right now.
Wow.
Okay.
It's so edgy.
Yeah.
Get it because of a sword?
Yeah. I find this very interesting because I, too, am going to flip it on. At first, I was like, yeah, whatever. And then we get to the cliffhanger ending, and I'm like, motherfucker, now I got to watch the next one. And so
Yeah.
I'm also going to flip it off, but my strategy
On?
is flip it on. Sorry, my bad.
Oh.
I don't know if it's a
Freudian slip?
strategy, but no, it's not a Freudian slip. But I've flipped everything else off up until this point, it feels like. But I am going to put it in my, what is it? Flip it on in my second to last spot. So I would watch it above Creature from the Black Lagoon. But I like how Adam's basically just going balls to the wall, being like, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then he's going to have to reshuffle. I'm trying to hit my final order from the
That's
first
what I'm trying
go.
to do too. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do too.
All right, so Tim, what do you?
So
where
you
got?
guys, so you both think that Sixth Sense is going to be your number 1 movie by the end?
No, I don't think that, but I think it'll be up there.
Okay.
Well, I think you can't consider the first 2 we watched, right? So there's
I don't know. The second one we watched was Shadow in the Cloud, and everybody was like, that's
what I'm
definitely going to
saying.
be our
right.
bottom.
So I'm like, those can probably fluctuate a little bit, but Shadow in the Cloud's not going to fluctuate. But yeah, I'm trying to nail it. I'm going to say this is going to end up 5 or 6 for me.
Nice.
So flip on.
Yeah.
But,
Middle of the pack.
yeah, it was fun. I do want to see the other ones now.
Right?
Right? I had heard of this because we were told about it, but
Yeah.
I was like, fuck it. Why not try it? Because, we need
It's
more
good.
recommendations, people.
Yes. If we haven't pandered enough for those, please go to the website, flipperflix.com. Enter them in the Gmail via email at flipperflix@gmail.com. Send them over Instagram. Thank you.
Do some stuff.
Do something to get our attention so that we get more recommendations.
Indeed. All right. So next week,
Woo!
because we still have 1 recommendation on the board, will Sam get it?
Well, I wish I had watched this one earlier.
So Sam here is going to get a hangman, which means Tim and I had to pick a number, any number, and Sam has to pick a film that has that amount of letters in it.
Woo!
Tim, I'm feeling lucky. Number 7. What are your thoughts?
His
Sure.
face.
I was
He's
like, what number could that be?
Yeah.
Lucky number 7.
Depends on what you consider lucky.
Well, that's just the verb. Age.
Oh, no. I was just saying because Tim looked confused that maybe he has other lucky numbers.
His lucky
besides
number is
7.
23
See?
Yeah,
There you go.
because it just keeps appearing in his life.
it does everywhere.
Well, we always pick 23, so it's 7 this time.
That's true.
7.
7's good.
7. Hey, look, we made it. You made it. I made it. We're all here at the end of a great episode of Flipper Flicks. I hope you enjoyed that. Please let us know what your thoughts are, like anything you want to just talk about on Instagram or Threads. That's kind of where we're at these days. You can also go to our website and give us some recommendations. We're always looking for more, We want to go on a ride with you sometimes, and if we can't do that if you don't give us any recommendations. So please hit us up on our website. That is flipperflix.com. Very easy to find. At least I think it is. Make sure to like, subscribe, review us on whatever podcasting platform you're on. Could be Apple Podcasts, it could be Spotify, Good Pods, whatever you're on. Please hit us up there. Subscribing will let you know when our episodes are coming out, even though they always do seem to come out at 1 p.m. Eastern time on Thursdays. So we will catch you next week and take another trip. See you then.